When stepping into your first management role, you often discover that delegating is not as easy as you expected. Also, as you spend more time in the industry, things don't necessarily get simpler. It's common to see managers scheduling regular check-in meetings to monitor progress and becoming frustrated with the work delivered by some team members. While this is normal, mastering your ability to delegate is key for your growth as a leader and for the success of your team, as well as the results your hard work will bring to the organization. Hello, my name is Sarah, and I will share with you some tips on how to better delegate and implement frameworks and processes that help you guide the team without micromanaging them. Let's begin by discussing the 8 tips you need to keep in mind in order. In fact, tip number 2 will not work if tip number 1 is not implemented. Understand your team. Know your team members' strengths, skills, and interests. Assign tasks that align with their expertise to ensure they can handle the responsibilities effectively. Set clear expectations. Define the task, including its objectives, deadlines, and expected outcomes. Ensure the person understands what is expected of them and why the task is important. Be clear about what you want. Avoid making assumptions. Specify your requirements regarding format, inclusions, evaluations, time allocation, etc. Failure to meet these expectations may result in redoing the work, causing frustration for both parties. Define priorities. Consider existing tasks when adding new ones. Help your team understand how new work fits within their existing priorities. Not everything can be urgent and important simultaneously. Define processes. Establish essential supporting structures for how team members work together. These processes create a working environment where expectations and methods are understood by all team members. Lead by example. Demonstrate desired behavior by communicating, evaluating ideas, asking questions, and adhering to company processes. Consistency sets the standard for your team. Trust your team. Once a task is delegated, trust your team member to complete it. Micromanaging can demotivate and hinder productivity. Provide guidance, but allow them the autonomy to accomplish the task in their own way. Learn from mistakes. If something goes wrong, evaluate what could have been done better. Now that you have a checklist of tips to follow before delegating, let's discuss how to implement them effectively. Where leaders and organizations often fail is in lacking essential supporting structures to delegate and collaborate effectively, especially as they expand and hire new people. Consequently, the organization's growth in size doesn't necessarily translate into increased productivity. In some cases, things may even seem more chaotic. To scale and delegate work effectively, leaders need to focus on tip number 5, defining processes. We recommend that leaders establish basic structures for their work. These processes should not be time-consuming. In fact, you likely repeat them daily when explaining tasks. Instead of repeating them weekly, create processes that guide the team consistently. This forward-thinking approach prepares leaders to grow and delegate effectively. A basic structure outlines the fundamental steps and considerations necessary for different tasks. For example, a marketing plan's basic structure might include market research, target audience analysis, campaign strategy, budget allocation, metrics for success. If you are working as product manager and you are working on defining your next feature or epic, your process probably includes the following: market research, stakeholder requirements, inspiration board, user experience mapping, defining the epic, design sprint, design feedback, design approval. Maybe you even have a checklist created for the team, so they can go through it before adding the epic to Jira. Maybe you want your team to evaluate epics and designs based on certain criteria like costs, time, etc., so you can have that design feedback template already created for them. could look something like this. The same things will happen for a consultant working with clients, the strategy team, or even a coach. This structure ensures everyone understands what needs to be done or considered during the process. It might also include tips, best practices, or links to examples. The goal is to establish a common understanding of how success is achieved as a team, preventing individual expectations and assumptions from impeding progress. Basic structures can take various forms, such as checklists, diagrams, or workspaces with templates and guidance. They aren't prescriptive. Teams can adapt and refine them collaboratively. In fact, anytime a project, a new client, a new initiative, etc. starts, instead of meeting with the team and building a plan from scratch, choose the workflow and then go over the main milestones together. Make sure you are not missing anything and evaluate if there is anything that needs to be added or removed. This can be discussed with the team to visualize expectations and even define roles and responsibilities. For example, you can start assigning people as leaders or collaborators to certain milestones. Also, you can add or go over some of the details. For example, as a manager, if there is anything specific that needs to be considered or needs a unique perspective or instructions, you can add it there so everyone involved can see it when they get there. Like in this section, you can have the steps you want people to follow or even instructions at the top. By spending 30 or 40 minutes on a meeting, defining the plan and defining roles and responsibilities, everyone will be able to work and get things done with confidence. If you are using a platform like Nova, you can save and assign processes, ensuring team members work cohesively toward shared goals, following clear guidelines and deadlines without having to continually get questions or redo work because expectations weren't met. Also, as a manager, you can track progress, team engagement, and even view which decisions are made over time in the project report. In summary, processes provide peace of mind when delegating and guiding the entire team, preventing isolated conversations or individual interpretations of expectations. They offer a collective approach to work, enabling seamless delegation while maintaining clarity and coherence. Also, any new team member will be able to instantly know how people work and what is expected of them without constant meetings and back and forth messages. Watch the next video to learn more about how processes can help you better delegate and how your team can use them effectively without being overly prescriptive. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video.